are some lies in our science books. Taught it for 15 years. Even though I'm not teaching it anymore, I still like the study. It's so many neat things to learn. We're going to cover some of that tonight.
Perception is being managed. We are being steered and guided by a hidden hand.
The whole world has been duped by the media that is not real.
Smart thinking, possible time traveler, smart thinking.
That night, boom, contact memory.
And then, Alex, if you don't agree, you'll be sent to a re-education camp.
Just because I'm old doesn't mean I've lost my touch with the ladies.
A lot of people here tonight felt like they lost. You know why?
Now, experts are suggesting that we're in a golden age of shape-shifting reptilian sightings. Now, why is that?
I was, and still am, a huge conspiracy guy. I literally ran out of new tin hat topics to research.
It was most definitely not capable of melting steel.
Then I would be a crackpot if I thought that was the case.
Thought that was the case.
Welcome to the Hypothetical Institute, a podcast about conspiracies.
Kia ora, it's Luke.
G'day, it's Salt.
Hey, it's Cam. How are we, gentlemen?
You're riding the geographical border, Cam. No one knows where you are. You're a man of mystery.
Exactly.
It's clear that Luke's in New Zealand and I'm in Australia.
Yeah.
I could be anywhere.
Where's Cam? He could be anywhere.
Man of mystery. I mean, we haven't ever revealed your true location, Cam.
No. Just that it's in a straight line with, like, the pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It aligns, if you draw a line to that in any supernatural site.
It's a straight line.
It's a straight line.
And you're the centre if we draw them all out from you to the sites. And then suddenly you're the middle of all those lines.
Exactly. I'm the nexus point. Well, happy 2022, gentlemen.
You too.
Happy 2022 to you too, Cam.
This is our year, boys.
Yeah. What is this the year of?
I was thinking about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you guys got ideas?
Yeah, I've got a pretty strong idea. Cam doesn't. Okay. He's not on board though.
What's yours, Luke?
Mine's the year of not worrying if your sunscreen is all completely rubbed in.
No,
because it's still blocks, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I don't think that's how it works.
Everyone gets really obsessed, like, oh, you've still got some in your ear. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just
fine.
A little pocket of my ear.
It's blocking out. Yeah.
Well, and eventually it will fade in.
They're not blocking out more if it's still opaque on your skin.
No, I think it needs to be rubbed in. No, because it's getting, when you rub it in, it's getting in with like the cells underneath the top.
Right.
It's soaking up in there.
Yeah, but like if there's a whole layer and it slowly soaks in, but there's still a barrier of white. Like if you were completely covered in it and not rubbed in versus completely rubbed in, I reckon you'd get more protection.
I think the rays can still go through that layer, like that very thin layer of sunscreen.
Right.
Like
anyway,
you can get UV rays through the clouds, mate. Even on a cloudy day, you can get sunburnt. So why?
Do you think clouds made out of sunscreen? Do you think clouds are made out of sunscreen? And I'm only talking about if you've got a little bit that's above your eye or on the side of your nose, it's fine. We can just, as a society, we can all acknowledge we're all out here, we're all getting lathered up. Let's just leave it. If someone's going to have bloody sunscreen on their nose, it's okay.
So my idea because previously we've had the year of not cancelling your mates. That was a few years ago. Last year was the year of surviving with your mates.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought, in the spirit of maybe aiming a little higher than not worrying about our sunscreen, maybe this year could be the year of thriving with our mates.
That's a good one. It's better than what I was coming up with.
What was your one, Salty?
Yours was the year of dogging your mates.
No, that was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Probably.
I think it's always been very supportive.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was one. There was the year of not cancelling your mates. Then I'm pretty sure we did have the year of dogging your mates. I think there was one quite rough year. I was thinking, in looking into this episode, I was thinking we could have got a bit biblical and made it 2022, the year of not drinking your mate's piss.
Wait, how is that biblical?
Well, because the Bible says only your own, not the men around you, or the in Bible speak, the people around you.
Yeah.
So it's agreed. 2022, the year of thriving with your mates.
Yeah.
And
brackets, possibly by not hassling them about their sunscreen.
Yep.
Good.
And also, one of the particular ways that we will thrive is by only drinking our own piss and not our mates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not hassling them for a cup of their piss. Unless you got to like do a piss test or something and you know they've got clean pee.
Yeah. You
so
don't drink it.
Yeah. What do you think a piss test is?
But like if you're like, hey mate, can I have a cup of piss? You're like, do you need it for a clean test or do you need it because you're a bit thirsty?
Yeah.
Test. Okay, here you go. All yours.
I have this one right here. All right, that's I think that's good. I think we're all happy here.
So, as you may have guessed, this week we are talking about drinking piss. The golden showers of power. Nature's lemonade.
This is probably going to have the strongest language warning.
The mellow yellow.
Well, it's going to have a language warning for the word piss.
Yeah. And then plus everything else we include in our normal shows.
So, as Salty mentioned, Proverbs 5:15-21 reads, "Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares, let them be yours alone, never to be shared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breasts satisfy you always. May you ever be intoxicated with her love. Why, my son, be intoxicated with another man's wife? Why embrace the bosom of a wayward woman? For your ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines all your paths." Now, there's a lot going on there. We can ignore most of it. Just the first bit. Only drink from your own cistern.
You've brought in too many concepts for me to firstly, the Bible's horny as hell, eh?
It is. I feel like the people who take this bit of the Bible as justification for drinking your own piss are ignoring quite a bit of it. They're really going with Proverbs 5:15 to 5:15.
So, yeah, I guess there are people right now as a bit of a uptick in people drinking their own piss, and you're saying that they're using the Bible as a justification.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, this Proverbs 5:15 has been, I think, the original like piss drinkers. A few years, going back a while now, the people who first came up with the idea of maybe it would be, a good cure-all to just drink your own piss, they were pretty much going from Proverbs 5:15. They're like, it says it in the Bible. And like, what else could this mean? Is you just read the next bit. It's about not cutting another bloke's grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. It talks about, it's very metaphorical, right? Because there was talk of streams and things coming out of the well and all that.
Yeah. And then you miss his kids.
Yeah. Then it gets to the end. It's like, what we're talking about is boobs.
Yeah. We're talking about springs.
We're saying, keep your hands to your own boobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of metaphor for it to, and then they're like, the people aren't going to get this. They are going to start drinking their own piss if we don't clear this up. They saw it coming, whoever wrote Proverbs.
So, the people that you're talking about, Cam, that sort of talk about, when it came up kind of recently and they started using the Bible for justification. Was this when that book came out about it? John W. Armstrong's book?
Yeah, John W. Armstrong is the guy that came up with the book like 100 years ago.
Yeah. But was he the first to start using the Bible quote, or does it predate that?
Oh, yeah, no. His thing, well, his family would, I think they used it for like stings and things, and they'd rub it on their gums if they had a toothache.
Right.
And his family, they'd come to that conclusion from that Bible passage.
Yeah, okay.
So he then went, he did like the original Supersize Me, except instead of eating only McDonald's for a month because it hadn't been invented yet, he just had a 45-day fast of nothing but urine and tap water.
Right.
And saw what happened. I can't imagine that would have gone very well, though.
Yeah, why? I mean, the obvious joke here is still better than McDonald's.
Hey-o.
But why? Why?
Well, I wonder if it was a 45-day fast of drinking nothing but urine and tap water, because I feel like you should still be eating things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, are you getting enough nutrients from your piss to kind of get over the hump?
Well,
the nutrients that your body decided it didn't need in the first place. First time you put it in your body.
Yeah, because there's nothing in your piss that you didn't put in there.
So, Cam, here's just a quick fact check for what you said.
Yeah.
McDonald's was founded in, I think it was 1940. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This book came out in 1944.
There you go.
So
he'd been on the case for this since 1918, though.
Okay. So
I like that he was going around telling people to drink their piss for like 30 years before someone was like, you should just write this down. So you can stop telling us about it.
But the book is it's still in print, right? It's like I looked at it here and from New Zealand, and the top result was penguinpublishing.co.nz, and it looks like it only hit print in New Zealand in 2004. Which is like, keep up, New Zealand.
What I liked when I researched this is that there's all of these cultures around the world that say, oh yeah, we've been drinking piss for thousands of years. And then like the health department of all of those cultures is like, no, we haven't been.
When you search for the book is called The Water of Life, Treatise on Urine Therapy. When you Google that, it comes up with people also searched for. There's The Golden Fountain, The Complete Guide to Urine Therapy. Urine Therapy, Nature's Elixir for Good Health. Your Own Perfect Medicine. And then Natural Benefits of Urine Therapy, Shivambu, Nectar of Life.
So, Luke, for a little bit of an experiment, I don't think Salty agreed to this, but you and I both said we would try it out.
Yep.
For science.
Yep.
How did you go?
Great. Yeah, feeling tip-top. Just a little bit of piss in a little cup. And then, yum.
What did you chase it with, Luke?
Just nothing. Just a few breathing, and then I went out and exposed my butthole to the sun for a little bit of third eye sun gazing.
Unfortunately,
your third eye is your brown eye, is it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't get around to it, Luke.
Oh my god, I've been tricked.
2022, the year of tricking your mates.
No, I didn't partake in the. No, that you said you didn't. I didn't either. Also, it'd be really gross if I did, because we don't have all our stuff here yet. We've got like 2 cups in the whole house.
Yeah. So Emma would not be impressed that you'd used her cup for this.
No, Emma, when you hear this, trust me, I did not pee in a cup. Or did I? I didn't.
Yeah, and you'll never know which one.
I know because we were joking and that we were setting up this bit, or I was at least.
Yeah, I knew this bit was coming.
I thought about it. I was like, do we want to be that podcast where we, for science? But then it's so hot here.
Yeah.
And I did a piss, and my piss was hot. It feels like treachery from your own body on a hot day when your piss is so hot.
What colour was it, Cam? Were you hydrated enough?
Well, no, here's the other thing though, right? My piss was like bright neon yellow. Not because I'm like dehydrated, but because I had a vitamin B12 thing before, or B2, one of these vitamins.
Right.
Because, new year, new me, I thought I'll take my vitamins, give myself, all of the weapons I could possibly have against this bloody COVID.
Yep.
So I've been taking this vitamin, but I think that my body is like, you don't need any more B12. You've got enough.
Yeah. You're basically pissing out Barocca, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just peeing out your money.
Yeah.
You're just swallowing those coins, peeing them back out.
Isn't that the whole thing of vitamins? This is probably a whole other episode, right? The vitamin scam.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there are vitamins that are really good for you that, some people need to take.
Yeah.
But then...
Like only if you've got a specific medical deficiency though, right? Otherwise you should get enough from a good diet and seeing the sunlight every now and again.
Yeah, what's your diet like, Cam? Is it good?
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? I pissed this out and I was like, well, maybe this would be all right to drink because it is basically Barocca. But then I was like, but no, my body has already said I don't want this. So it's not going to want it a second time.
Yeah.
And so what would that do to my piss if I doubled down?
A guy I used to know, he's probably around here still in Westport, and he told me that if you take LSD and don't piss the whole time, then you piss after your trip, you can take that again and you'll have the same. You haven't done the trip. Because whatever it is, it's absorbed by your body and it just comes out in your urine.
Have we already done an episode on this? Because I remember you telling us this before.
It's probably come up in ergot, because ergot and LSD are pretty closely related.
All right.
So and it's one of my go-to stories. It's a good story.
Yeah. Although I don't know about just assuming that this guy never got out of Westport.
Well, no, I mean he was pretty set in his ways here. He had a big cactus garden, and a house. So.
Oh, you don't want to leave your cactuses behind.
No.
Luke, you're entering the brewery business right now.
Absolutely.
Which means you probably know a little bit about like distillation.
Yeah.
If you were to just drink your own piss for a while, would your body slowly be distilling all the like just say you piss everything out, right? And you've got say 75% of that is stuff that your body didn't absorb. You drink it again, piss it out again, and maybe then you've got your body goes, oh yeah, look, I'll take a little bit of that back. So it's like 73% shit now.
Yeah.
You think if you kept drinking the same piss over and over and over again, you'd eventually have like distilled water?
No, not at all.
No? Okay.
No, you'd probably have an incredible liver breakdown, I'd imagine. Because you're just blasting your liver with concentrated
toxins that your body's trying to expel.
Yeah, every time and not adding anything else.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but I can't imagine that.
I'll scrap that plan for later this year then.
I just realised that we mentioned we're not the kind of podcast that would just drink our own piss and ready for this show.
Mm.
Then I realised, oh no, Ross and Carrie have probably done an episode about this, and they have. So don't listen to that because they're ahead of us. Stay with us. Oh no, Ross and Carrie is a pretty good podcast where they go and sort of test out some of the claims of pseudoscience and things.
Okay.
So the reason that piss drinking has sort of been back in the news though is because the leader of the vaccine police, Christopher Key, came out the other day and advocated drinking urine to cure COVID. Which then led to like all of the fact checkers. I don't know. It felt like half the fact checkers were like, I don't want to have to fact check this. And the other half were like, yep, this is what I was born for. No, you can't cure COVID by drinking your own piss.
I was looking at an article that was talking about it's not easy to find such peer-reviewed studies in the scientific literature.
You mentioned he's the captain of the vaccine police.
Yes.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that? There's some assumed knowledge there that I don't have.
Well, I think he has a car that has vaccine police on the side. He has a shirt that has vaccine police on it. He has got a police badge. He has got a shitload of guns. I think that he had a flamethrower and he was driving around the country. His purpose was that he was going to arrest all of the Democratic governors.
Okay, the Democrat. I was going to say which country, but you said Democratic governors.
So in America, he was going to arrest all of the Democrats who, had been pushing the COVID lie. He's been serving documents all over the place. So this guy is driving around the country. He's got all of these guns. He's got a flamethrower. He's going to be placing politicians under arrest. He got arrested. What do you think he got arrested for?
Probably
urinating in public.
Probably something like was a good thing or something. It shouldn't be illegal.
No, he just was asked to leave a supermarket and refused to.
Right.
And so then was arrested for trespassing. And then I think he got into a little bit more trouble because he wouldn't wear a face mask in court.
Right.
But as he explained to the judge, I am completely sane, which, all sane people have to explain this. But then after all of this, he was speaking to some sort of meeting. I think he's a bit of a QAnon guy, but I think it's always a bad sign when someone like this is talking to you and they couch what they're about to tell you with the framing that, this is going to make you think that I'm crazy. Like, this is a guy who's so loopy that when he says that, you know that you're going to hear something pretty wild. But then he's just like, the way to cure COVID, we've got it inside our bodies. It's just drinking your own piss.
Yeah, I watched a bit of a live stream of the World Urine Therapy Conference. It was done virtually. I don't know. I think it was last year.
That's good that they've been COVID safe.
Yeah, but they've been on this. They've been pushing this for a while now. It seems. As soon as COVID came along, they're like, "Yeah, of course, it cures COVID." Like, we know because it cures everything. Because I watched another guy who had a list of things that urine cures, and it was just basically a list of 30 random diseases in alphabetical order. It was like depression and then hair loss, and it was a bit much. This was David Wolfe, actually, who's I think is a guy that's been around pseudoscience scenes for years.
Oh, is this David Avocado Wolf?
David Avocado Wolf.
Yeah, he's been doing heaps of anti-vax stuff for a long time, and
I think he's been taken somewhat seriously over the years as well.
Oh yeah, but he's a massive grifter though.
Yeah. He said he is into giving urine enemas. He reckons that's the way to go. He says they inject people with terminal cancer with urine back into their own body, and then after a while the spot they injected in welts up, so they need to just move it and inject somewhere else in the body. I don't know what welts up means in this context, but I don't think it's good.
No.
Injecting urine into someone's body and then the body.
And then there's a welt.
Yeah. But he just says they keep doing it and they live longer as a result, and it's proven that they do. Longer than what, I don't know. But he also says basically your body, when it has a disease, is trying to work out a code to fix the disease. And then when you pee it, you lose that code. So then you put it back into your body, and your body's like, oh, cool, we've got that, what we worked out earlier, back in. Let's keep working on it. Otherwise, if you don't put it back in, your body forgets how to deal with these. So basically he's saying our genetic memory is pissed out every time, and you got to put it back in. Otherwise, your body doesn't know how to handle anything anymore. Which is an interesting concept. Don't think it's true, though.
No.
But he was talking to a guy called Brother Sage, who was another guy that's big in the urine community. And he said, basically, oh, yeah, you should start doing it now, especially if you're in Australia, because right now they're pinning people down and injecting them or locking them up. And all you won't have anything when you're locked up other than your own piss. So you've got to get into it now so you're ready for when the Australian bloody secret police get you. But this guy twisted his ankle once, and he thought it might have been broken, but he wasn't sure, so he soaked a sock in urine and wore it for a few days. And then the swelling went down within a week. Right. He said it could have been a 12-week injury.
Shit.
Which is crazy, because swelling from a sprained ankle should go down in a week.
Mm.
And no ankle injuries, unless it's really bad, would knock you out for 12 weeks.
Yeah. Kylie sprained her ankle like 3-4 weeks ago. She's still pretty hobbled.
Does she want to try?
And I'll table it after we've recorded.
Yep, good.
And I'll get back to you.
Good. He also said he was using it to rub on his gums, and he went to the dentist, and the dentist was like, "Whoa, your gums have been growing. Normally, people's gums recede." He doesn't say he told the dentist what he was doing, because I feel like the dentist would be pretty creeped out. I'll just slowly take my fingers out of your mouth now. But he reckons that as you get older, your body literally turns to stone, and by pissing and then drinking it, it somehow stops your body turning to stone.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, I also said that snakes are somewhat symbolic because they're on medical things, the snakes on the little whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then snakes shed their skin. And what does COVID do? What do people's bodies do when they get COVID? They shed it.
Right.
Think about it.
Also, snakes. I've seen Bear Grylls fill a couple of snake skins up with piss to have later on.
He has done that. Isn't that the one who got bit by the snake and his face swelled up? He's just stumbling around with a thing of his own piss.
So this was something that I didn't know, because I just assumed, Bear Grylls knows what he's doing. Apparently, like, all of the survival, like proper survival guides are like, yeah, maybe don't drink your own piss. Even if there's no liquid handy, you probably shouldn't.
Because I think it's like a concentrated, like salt is really concentrated in it, so it just dehydrates you more.
Mm.
But then also, like they say about like not drinking alcohol, right? If you're deserted. But then I've also said a thing that there's more fluid in, like, just say you're stranded in on a desert and all you've got is a bottle of whiskey, and people are like, don't drink it, it'll just dehydrate you more. But like, there's more liquid in there that'll do you good than what the dehydration would be.
I don't know if that'd be true. Would that be true of whiskey Like a high alcohol, or would it be just like a beer?
I don't know. I can't remember what I read, but it seems to me like it'd be legit, right?
Don't know.
It's still water at its core.
I wouldn't want to be hoofing on some whiskey if I'm dying in a desert. Like, it just sounds like the worst thing in the world
Would
to
you
put in your mouth.
hoof down the whiskey, get hammered, and die drunk?
Just go in as I lived, go out as I lived. In
Now,
the desert.
Did you guys come across Dr. Sebi?
No, who's Dr. Sebi?
I found this guy through a urine therapy Facebook group that I joined. Somebody posted this meme of him. This is why you're sick. A society that keeps cures a secret so they can continue to sell medication for huge profits is not a society, but a huge mental asylum. So I thought I'd look into who Dr. Sebi was, because he was an advocate of urine therapy.
Yep.
He was a doctor whose clients included Michael Jackson, Lisa Left Eye, famously healthy.
Yeah.
Well, you say this. Let me just say the other people that his clients included are Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Yep. I was watching a TLC video clip last night. It was good. I enjoyed looking at it.
And also John Travolta. Michael Jackson, now I know what you're saying, famously healthy Michael Jackson died from overdosing on painkillers, blah, blah, blah. Well, I think you'll find that Dr. Sebi actually helped Michael Jackson kick painkillers. So...
Did he, though?
No, not very well, I would have thought. The thing about Dr. Sebi, not a doctor, if you can believe it.
What?
Just called it, not even named Sebi. His name was Alfredo Darrington Bowman. He wasn't a doctor. He was just a guy.
I like how the name Alfredo, what was it? Alfredo what?
Bowman.
Alfredo Bowman is a cool name. Dr. Bowman is a cool name for a doctor.
So he got arrested for practicing medicine without a license. He got off because the judge found, or the trial found, that nothing he was doing could be described as medicine.
If he's tricking people to drink their own piss for health benefits, it is.
He had it was a bit of piss, but I think his main thing was he came up with herbs, a bunch of herbs you could take, but he also had some ideas about HIV, cancer, etc., etc. He ended up, I think he was arrested elsewhere and died in jail awaiting trial. But then a few years ago, I don't know if you know the rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, I know Nipsey.
You know his first mixtape, Slouse and Boy Volume 1.
Yeah.
Nipsey was going to do a documentary about Dr. Sebi and then was murdered in an unrelated murder, or was it? Were they just trying to suppress the truth about Dr. Sebi coming out?
Yeah, he did live in South LA, and I don't think he was murdered over a piss documentary.
I've got some more posts from the urine therapy group I joined.
Go on.
Which it's hard to get a handle on who is serious in here and who is not.
It's like the Flat Earth Facebook group.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there is a healthy contingent of seriousness going on. But any remedy for frequent urination after drinking water? Thanks for those will help. Someone says, yep, you've got to drink more urine. There was somebody, can urine therapy be used to treat mental health disorders like bipolar disorder? Yep, go for it. Yes, it's very effective. Perhaps an unserious answer. The best way is mixing your urine and your feces like a smoothie.
Ooh.
I don't think that person is serious.
Yeah, that doesn't seem... Because a lot of them say that poop is bad in the things that I saw.
Afternoon, may you please help me? Can urine cure TB? Such as skin TB or all kinds of TB, because my ear is licking and my neck got a lump and it's swollen. Thank with 2 Ks. Yes, it can, is the answer. And it's
like a theme here, isn't there?
There is. This is a very global group. So there are people from all over the world posting in here. And I think that some of them, are seriously considering drinking their own piss to cure their tuberculosis.
So apparently Nick Cannon, who's another rap-associated guy, was he a rapper at any point or just host Wild Now? Anyway, He was going to complete the Dr. Sebi documentary started by Nipsey Hussle before the rapper's death. Nick Cannon vowed to take over where Hussle left off by completing the documentary about the trial of Dr. Sebi, which ended in an acquittal in 1985.
All right.
But that was 2019.
That's lucky, Nick Cannon, yeah. And then what did they do? They released COVID because they couldn't let this get out.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm going to see if Nick Cannon ever got anywhere with this. Nick Cannon addresses R. Kelly's... So I googled Nick Cannon doco Urine. It's just him commenting on R. Kelly. All right, I'll leave that. Did you guys come across this documentary called Urine Aid?
No.
Tell me more.
This is a Melbourne, actually, based documentarian. Made a documentary about this. And it was on Stan.
Right.
Stan streaming. And the article I read in the Sydney Morning Herald was it was titled Irresponsible Streaming Services Under Fire Over Controversial Documentaries. And this was one of the controversial documentaries. The other one was Loose Change.
The 9/11 doco.
Yeah, the one that, everyone watched in 2005 on the internet that kept on evolving. And I had a quick look, and it looks like it's still available to stream on Stan.
Yeah, actually, I think it is. I'm pretty sure I saw it not that long ago.
These seem more like Amazon Prime documentaries.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was an article about this documentary in the, I think it was the Stonington Leader, and then reposted on the Herald Sun in Melbourne. And it says it's an award-winning documentary, and he's holding an Oscar-like statue, is how I describe it. It didn't win an Oscar at all, obviously. It won at the Switzerland International Film Fest, which doesn't really seem to be that legit. This looks like a film festival that anyone can submit their film to. It also won at the Docs Without Borders, which is a monthly film festival.
Is that connected to the organisation Doctors Without Borders?
At first look, I thought, it must be some sort of medical documentary film festival. But no, it is not. And if you look at their website, they've still got a very, very late 90s, early 2000s looking website. It also, so it did win at a couple of film festivals, but I don't think they were anything that, gave out a statue, for example.
What are your thoughts on Docs Without Borders carrying documentaries and docudramas?
Yeah, they make a point and say, we're the only film festival to make the distinction, right? But what's a docudrama? It's just like a reenactment. Is that it?
I think so. It's a drama based closely on real life. I noticed when you go to, you can open up some pages on this website and they have, email addresses that they send emails to that never responded. If you see your email address here, check your spam folder.
I didn't watch the documentary because it's no longer streaming on Stan. I also don't have access to Stan anymore, but if you're out there and you can find it, check it out. It's bloody Melbourne, hometown pride for us.
Exactly, award-winning. What else have you got for us, Robbo?
So there's a podcaster in the UK called Brian Rose. It's kind of like a Rogan Light by the look of it, but incredibly big following. And he's had David Icke on the show before.
Yeah, and I think he got booted off YouTube for having Icke on.
Yeah, but he got a piss drinker on his show, and they had a little swig together. And the guy that was telling him about it said, we drink all sorts of things without knowing what's in it. People drink tap water every day and they don't ever question what's in it. And there's no way of knowing what's in it. So there's heaps of ways of knowing what's in tap water. Yeah. Like every council and body puts out a what's in our water thing that you can obtain easily.
Yeah.
And it's tested daily. Like they literally monitor it hour to hour. So it doesn't have anything like piss in it.
Also, aren't these the people who say, "Oh, I'm not going to have the vaccine because I don't know what's in it"? But he's like, "But drink as much piss as you like."
Well, yeah, he's saying because it's just come from your body, so you know what's in it. Because you know what you put in your body.
You do know what's in your piss. But isn't your piss full of the water that you don't know what's in it?
Depends. I mean, not if you've just been drinking your own piss, Cam. You think about that one.
Yeah.
I also watch I watched some Jamaican guy who was watching piss drinking videos and then like commenting on how bad they were, which was really funny. Just commenting away like people stupid in this world. This crackhead looking guy telling us to drink our own piss. But then at one point he was watching it was like a news show, or like a science show, and it was talking about people drinking urine, but it was talking about it like why it was bad. But I just didn't think he realized the content of what they were saying, because he was focused at the rocket behind them. There's a picture of a little toy rocket, and he said, "Look at this rocket, NASA programming." So
Yeah.
he was already also a little bit cooked in his own way.
He was. Well, because his whole thing was because there was a news report that he was watching on this guy drinking his own piss, where he may have had a point that there could have been other things that they could put on the news. They didn't need to have this incredibly sympathetic profile, and it seemed to go on for a while, even though like he was pausing it a lot.
Yeah.
It seemed to go on. Just this guy drinking his own piss, sniffing his own piss, rubbing it into his gums, doing like a neti pot with his own piss, which seems like the worst way to consume piss, to just run it through your nostrils.
I don't know. We did mention piss enemas and injecting it into your cancerous body.
Oh, true.
But
his point was, because the guy on the news was like, "What? We're not just drinking piss. We're it's like undiluted plasma from your blood." It's like, no, it's just piss. But then the Jamaican guy watching it is like, "See, this is what they want you to be like the elites drinking blood."
Yeah. Another one he posted, I think, was satire, because it was a real obvious hippie looking guy drinking it, and he said it cures everything, cancer. He listed a few things, and then he said Canadianism.
Oh yeah, that
at
was
the end
that,
of his list.
Oh, that was that creepy anti-vaxxer guy.
Yeah.
Who used to do jokes like that and then became that guy.
Oh, right. There's a comment here on one of these videos. I watched them on BitChute, the alternate YouTube channel website. Anyway, this guy, his cousin was in hospital, and someone came in, a stranger or an adult came in and told our cousin to pee into a cup so they can use his urine to revive him. Oh no, his brother had malaria, and this random person came in and asked his cousin to pee into a cup to give it to his brother. I thought it was some kind of joke at first, but it was actually true. Just had to put it off my mind, as it was somewhat disgusting and shocking to me that time, being only 8 to 9 years old. And then he's got a laughing cat emoji and a monkey hear no evil emoji. And then he says, "I've had malaria 3 times by the time that I was 15 and managed to survive through all of them without one single drop of piss." So I'm not sure what he's actually saying here, whether or not it worked or it didn't work. But also, dude, stop getting malaria.
Yeah.
Your mosquito bloody offerings is just not a healthy way to live.
No. Chuck some netting up.
There's another one, my own drum. This is on another comment. I, for one, do not drink piss. I'm sorry, but I don't think this guy looks any healthier drinking piss for 30 years than I do at 64, and never had piss past my lips. Okay, why are you watching all these piss videos then, buddy? Anyway, there's a couple of comments for you.
He's gotten to 64 and he's like, "Oh, I'm a bit curious."
Yeah.
No. Fuck this. Comment.
Now, Robbo, how did you find the video of the guy pissing through his pants?
Oh, that was linked in a comment as well somewhere in one of these videos. Do you want to explain this video?
You sent us this video. It's a guy getting arrested. So he's got his hands are handcuffed behind his back. Somehow he's pissing up through the top of his pants. And it is, you have to say, a fairly fierce stream. And it seems like he's quite animated. I think he's threatening to bash the cameraman.
It's funny, the cameraman, as soon as he thinks of bash the cameraman and the family, the guy's like, "All right, we've got it. I'll stop filming now."
But it seems like as he's talking, because he can't use his arms, he's like using his piss stream to emphasize his words. So it's going up and down as he talks.
Is this the thing you said was funny as fuck?
No, there was a Jamaican guy that I thought was funny. And then I realised I posted this immediately after, so yes.
Okay, I got it. Crazy guy pees like I found during arrest. I got it.
What I liked about the video is it says, "Crazy guy pees like I found during your arrest." What's going on here is the title. It's like the guy's doing a big piss. But the two comments that jumped out at me from that were relevant to what...
This is not what I expected at all.
This is great. This is a reaction vid podcast.
I thought it would be like sitting down and it would be coming through the fabric, not actually shooting out of his waistband. Oh god.
It's reminiscent of the video of the cop searching the guy. He's patting him down. He said, "Oh, what's that?" And the guy's like, "Oh, that's my penis." Cop's like, "Oh, sorry." It's really awkward.
Oh, that was great.
The two comments that I really enjoyed out of that were relevant to what Robbo was just saying. Amidst all of the people being like, "Oh, I came here from Game Grumps," or "I came here from this podcast or that podcast," just the guy being like, "The algorithm didn't send me. I just searched for this." And the other comment was old GIGI. Guys, let's be real for all of us that are over 60. We wish we had a pee stream that fierce.
Yeah. Shout out to all the over 60s struggling at the toilet each night.
All right.
Well, he probably could have gone super viral if he had like just put his mouth down and bubbled himself on a bubbler while he was being arrested.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can imagine.
We managed to get...
Oh, wait.
We almost got through the piss drinking podcast without talking about bubblers.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean...
Couldn't do it.
It's still a technically an Australian-based podcast, and bubblers are a Australian tradition.
Are they? Are they though?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Did we not just steal them from New Zealand?
No, this is the one thing that was all your own.
Well,
isn't that the last thing you did before you left the country, Luke?
What's that?
Little bubbler? Little celebratory bubbler?
I was on the tarmac. I climbed up those steps.
Yep.
Waved goodbye to Australia. Sneaky little bubbler. And I was doing it. I thought I could do a shoey or I could do a bubbler, and that's the way I went.
One last shoey before we wrap this up. Did you see those Hillsong kids?
Having a little dance?
Having a little party.
Yep.
It was okay, though, because they all had rats before they went to the thing. That's where they all went. Did you see the video of them doing shoeys?
No.
They were doing water shoeys.
Oh, Christ.
Exactly. Well, folks, if that's
a shoey is a bad way to consume anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've ranted about shoeys before.
Yes, Robbo, a shoey is a thing.
Yeah, but it's a dumb way to drink a small amount of beer.
Yeah,
it's not a good amount. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you tough drinking a half a beer that you're spilling everywhere in your shoe? Drink 3 full beers and then get back to me.
I have to imagine that the reason a shoey is a thing on this podcast, meaning to go off on a tangent rant, is because the very first one you did was about this.
Yeah.
If people want to hear your opinions on shoeys, just go back to episode 1.
It was probably episode 1 too.
A little bit later than that, I think. But yeah, no, it's good.
So yeah, definitely drinking piss out of a shoe would have to be the worst thing to drink.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the most Australian.
Yeah.
So,
or potentially diarrhea.
If that's drinking piss, we've had it. Where can people find us? We're on Twitter at Hypothepod. We are on Facebook if you want to, cook your algorithm a little bit. We are on Patreon, and thank you to Tammy, our cooked $33 sponsor.
Thank you.
Oh, also, shout out to Menace Bunny. She sent us a Christmas card.
Hey.
But I'd left, and my mail, it must just arrive just before our mail was getting redirected. But our neighbour grabbed it and then said the address on the back, and so I look forward to actually seeing that. So yeah, thank you, Menace Bunny, for the card.
Thank you so much,
Robbo. Where can they find you, mate? Hanging around the skate park in Westport.
I'm not far from the skate park. Hey, I got my old skateboard out of my parents' house.
Nice.
Did a couple of ollies on it.
Yep.
Still can do a pretty good ollie, I thought.
I remember finding my old skateboard in the shed at my house. This is when I was it was the skateboard I had when I was 12, and I remember finding it when I was about, I couldn't even tell you how old I was, probably 19 or 20. Yeah, maybe 18, 19 or 20. and getting it out, and my friend Danny being like, "Oh yeah, I used to skate a bit," and him getting on it and trying to do like a 360 just on the spot, and just going vroom, like, and it flicking out and him landing on his ass. And then I got it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was pretty shit at skating," and I was like, "I'll see if I can do an ollie." And when I put my foot down on the kick, it just snapped completely off. It just broke, and I was like, "Yep, well there we go, that's in the bin."
There you go.
All right, good work on shoeing the
outros.
The outro.
You can get me. Give me a follow. Our logo and everything will be rolled out this week. It's looking pretty schmick. Shout out to one Andrew Saltmarsh for hand lettering and drawing the logo. It's looking pretty schmick. I think we're all really, really stoked with it at Team Shortjaw.
Excellent.
So if you go to facebook.com/shortjaw and then instagram.com/shortjaw, shortjaw.com, there's nothing there at the moment, but hopefully by the time you hear this, there will be.
Couldn't spring for the .co.nz?
You can also go to shortjaw.co.nz. Got both. Got both, Cam.
Salty, where can we find you, mate?
Oh, mate, look, you can get me at Saltmarsh on Instagram and Twitter, but I don't ever update them, so don't worry about it. Hit me. Come see me on twitch.tv/thesalt. Some art streams and a little bit of gaming.
And you can get me at Sex and Hummer on Twitter, and my 3CR show, Yana Pesseran, is coming back this week.
Oh, yeah.
So check it out, 3cr.org.au/Yana Pesseran, or wherever you get your pods.
No news show this week, but maybe we'll be back with news next week.
Yep, sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't worry about a thing, except if all our world leaders are alien reptilians. I said don't worry about a thing, except maybe the fluoride in our water supply contains mind-altering drugs. Don't worry about a thing, except whether or not Port Arthur was a false flag operation in which to disarm Australia. I said don't worry about a thing. I accept you can definitely hear John Lennon say I buried Paul at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever. Ooh, don't worry about a thing, except not only did Bush do 9/11, but he also keeps the planes out in Area 51, which